Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. All right. Yeah. I need help on technology. Hey, welcome to another video in the origin story of my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you watching these. If you could watch this all the way through and give me some input, and then watch any of the other ones I've posted on social media. I love engagement, how these videos are impacting you. And this should be one of the last ones before we actually launch the YouTube channel. That's right, all these videos are leading up to the launch of a YouTube channel called Life to the Full, Real Conversations About Jesus. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to interview people, and they will be sharing their faith story of how they came to faith in Jesus, what led up to that point, what it was like during that moment of decision, and then what their life has been like since. And I have some very bold goals. Over the next 10 years, the goal is to do 1,000 interviews, interview 1,000 people, get 1 million views on YouTube, and then 100,000 decisions for Christ as a result of these people sharing their stories. So super excited about it. And it was really born out of a conviction that I had from the Holy Spirit that I was holding back in my life, that I was worried about the opinions of others, and I just wasn't making what I said was the most important thing to me a priority. And you talk about the concept of stewardship, and stewardship is where you're given something of value and you're supposed to go do something with it. You're supposed to take that thing of value and then produce more with it. It's kind of like a seed. If someone gave you a seed and said, hey, go produce, here's an apple seed, go produce an orchard of apple trees and a harvest of apples, and you didn't do that, the person that gave you the apple seeds is going to be like, dude, what's up? And so I feel like that has been the gospel. The gospel is then given to me as a gift. It's not just for me to enjoy on my own, but it's actually to share with others. And so that's what this is all about. I'm going to give you this last story is the specifics of how I actually had the idea about the YouTube channel. And this goes back to like 10 over the 10 plus years. Don Hale, another local real estate agent, and myself have been meeting on Thursday mornings and for like an hour and a half. And the goal is to, we just ask each other this question every week, which is like, what are you doing to get the most out of your life? How are you living your life to the fullest, and what's holding you back? And so we just have very deep, meaningful, fun conversations around that topic, and each of us are pursuing that with all that we can. And during that time, we started studying this book called The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod, and I had heard someone say to not read 10 books one time, but to read one book 10 times. And I thought, you know what, I've read this book twice. I'd like to read it 10 times. And what if I was to study it with Dawn? And so what we've been doing is we've been reading the book, talking about it on Thursday mornings, and actually Hal created a video training modules that go along with the book. So we've been watching the training modules together and then going through the process of the miracle equation. And the miracle equation is this. It's like, how do you create miracles? Well, it takes two elements to do that. One is unwavering faith, and then the other one is extraordinary effort. And so Dawn and I have been on that journey. And one of the things that Hal trains in that book is to define what your mission is. What is your mission in life? Because we can have goals. I can have 10 goals, and I have many times, like, hey, I'm going to have a goal in this area of my life, in this area of my life, in this area of my life. Well, pretty soon it gets so diluted that nothing gets done, or nothing gets done well. And so Hal's saying, when it comes to like creating miracles and having this equation, is you got to narrow it down to the one thing, the single goal that will have the biggest, greatest impact on my life and the lives around me. And it's got to be like a mission that I'm committed to accomplishing no matter what. And so we've been working through that. What does that look like? And so Hal had he had a guided meditation. It was kind of like a bonus part of the video training, this guided meditation. And so we went through the guided meditation, and Hal's talking about this, and very clearly felt the Lord impressing on me. He said, why don't you create a YouTube channel? Because that more fits who you are. And I'm not a guy that's going to stand on the street corner with signs. I'm not like a big street preacher or in your face. I am just not good for confrontation. That's just not my strength. And so I thought, rather than me telling people, here's why you should believe in Jesus and, take my word for it, what if I got other people to share their story? And that's where the idea came from. So it was like, hey, if I get 1,000 interviews, I could say to someone, well, don't take my word for it. Take the word of 1,000 people that have also had a similar experience. So super excited to get this off the ground. This is the last video of my origin story, so because now you know how I got here. So one more video will come, and then we will officially launch the YouTube channel. So the next video is going to be all about the help I need, because I cannot do this on my own. So I'm going to lay out our strategic plan. And if it resonates with you, you'd like to get involved, let me know. But for now, thank you so much again for listening, and we'll see you on the next video.